Carnell Tate, the wide receiver out of Ohio State, the second Ohio State player that's on this list. Of course, it's a wide receiver from Ohio State. But both of us have Carnell Tate at number 5 coming in here.
Carnell Tate, I always kind of wondered, like, how good could he be if he wasn't so far down on the pecking order? So his first year when he was a freshman, he comes in highly recruited kid. It's Emeka Egbuka, and it's Marvin Harrison Jr. And then this past year, it's despite Egbuka being hurt, it was Emeka Egbuka and it was Jeremiah Smith. Now is his chance to emerge. There was speculation that he was getting offered all this money to leave, and I think he realizes this is his best opportunity to shine, especially in a situation where he's playing off of the best player in the country. He's going to get a lot of one-on-one situations, and we actually started to see during the playoff him getting one-on-one situations because of that attention that was given him, especially in the Texas game. I think he just needs to be a little more consistent. I think back to the one bad drop that he had where he had a touchdown in his hands against Texas that he's got to come down with. If he takes a step forward, this is a no-brainer pick. But he's got to take that stride and start to establish more consistent dominance.
I don't think his production or the lack of anything is bad considering the fact that he was their probably 5th option.
Exactly.
Right. I mean, he still had 733 yards and 4 touchdowns. I don't think the question is if he can be a number 2. The question is, for Carnell Tate, is can he take over games so that teams don't keep doubling Jeremiah Smith? You bring up Texas. What did Texas do? We will not allow him to catch a pass tonight. Emeka Egbuka, Carnell Tate, have at it. Have at it. We don't care. Have at it. Jeremiah Smith will not beat us. We saw the glimpses against Texas that Carnell Tate can be that guy if he continues to make the catches in high leverage situations. But here is an outright, not truth, but fact. That there will be teams that will double Jeremiah Smith until the Crows come home. That will happen every single week as long as things happen. Like, Joe, there was a coaches clinic at LSU this weekend. I know for a fact that the Jeremiah Texas film got brought up. How do I know? Well, I saw it. What they're walking through there is how do you take away a number 1 wide receiver like that without playing on the line of scrimmage, without playing man-to-man? And it's basically just putting a big-ass domino on him and taking him away. They're already studying that. When you're talking about a coach's clinic in Louisiana, when coaches aren't going to even face him, they're already going over that at a coach's clinic. The last thing I'd say here on Carnell Tate, if he has high production early, it will elevate everybody in that entire room.
Yes.
That's the part where here's a hot take. You ready? Carnell Tate early in the season is more important than Jeremiah Smith, because teams down the stretch of how they play them will be determined based off of how good Carnell Tate will be for this team.
If teams realize that they can double team and bracket coverage, it's on film already. If they can bracket coverage like Texas did, if they realize they can do that and not have to worry about Carnell Tate, Ohio State's offense is going to be in trouble. Now, I have faith, and I think that Carnell Tate is going to step up to the occasion. I think you bring up a really good talking point for him here. He is going to have a lot to prove, and he's going to have a lot of pressure on his shoulders, and he's going to have a lot of opportunities to shine. But he needs to take advantage of what's being given to him, which is the fact that he needs to start putting together 100-yard, 120-yard receiving games here and there because of so much desperation to slow down Jeremiah Smith that opposing defenses are going to have. He gets the chance to boost his notoriety, his draft stock, his overall recognition in the college game. I think that we're projecting a little bit here, and I think a lot of people do appreciate that Carnell Tate is a good player and is a former 5-star. But if he's able to accomplish what we're projecting, he's going to have one of the best seasons in the country at receiver, and it could be similar, very similar to what happened 2 years ago when Marvin Harrison Jr. and Emeka Egbuka both had tremendously productive seasons, and back to the days of Chris Olave and Jackson Smith and Jigba and Garrett Wilson when they were all playing together.
Who does Ohio State play week 1?
Texas. No. Wait, it's Texas, right? Yeah.
Oh,
Texas.
Yeah.
I forgot that we have that matchup. I can't wait to preview that.
Again. Do you truly believe that they're not going to replicate what had success for them last year on Jeremiah Smith? You're an idiot if you think that they won't.
They're going to do the same exact shit.
They will do a lot of the same exact shit. I mean, that's the part for me, Joe, that I look at this and say, again, that's why I brought up the coaches clinic thing. And that because I wouldn't have transitioned into this last. Game 1, August the 30th in Columbus, Ohio, Texas versus Ohio State. Oh, boy, that felt good because I felt like we were doing a game preview. But the actual truth here is he is, and that's why I said early in the season, if you go in a game versus Texas and you double team him and Carnell Tate is your leading receiver, and yes, I mean that, leading receiver, or not even leading, but has 80 to 100 yards. Washington, Minnesota, Illinois, Wisconsin, Penn State, Purdue, UCLA, Rutgers, Michigan. What are you going to do now? Because you can't double team Smith. All of that is going to be the biggest thing for them in the passing game. And by the way, you have two now true starting quarterbacks, Julian Sayin and Arch Manning. Talk about having yourself opening week 1, big dog.
Dude, I couldn't be more excited. I know that we're closing out the show here, but I want to start previews for week 1 as early as possible, because I'm getting excited thinking about this. This is getting me juiced up.
Well, and see, here's the thing. You're high on Texas. You're higher on Texas than I am.
Right.
So if you stay with that, that means that you think that they're going into Columbus and winning.